The internet has opened up possibilities and provided information for people to indulge themselves with their weirdest preferences, be it in food, cosmetic products, someone else's bodily fluids, you name it. And many of them are more than prepared to pay up to get their weird fix. From whale vomit to used celebrity tissues, these are 8 weird and gross things actually worth some money. Number 8. Scarlett Johansson's used tissue. We are all familiar with Scarlett Johansson. She's an amazing and beautiful actress. Definitely my girl crush. She's played in some of our favorite movies, and most of us would give just about anything to be in her proximity. But would we, or you, buy a tissue she used to blow her nose? That's gonna be a no from me. But apparently, there are some weird people out there who would love to have her snotty tissue. Our celebrity worship culture reached its fever pitch a long time ago, but this is too much to stomach. So, what's this about? In 2008, when our amazing Scarlett was promoting her latest movie, The Spirit, she appeared on The Tonight Show. The stunning actress admitted that she had caught a cold, probably from her co-star, Samuel L. Jackson, and desperately needed a tissue. Jay Leno then provided her with one in which she blew her nose. All good so far. But then she announced she might be selling that used tissue where she had just emptied her nostrils, sign her name on it, and sell it on eBay. That's just nasty, Scarlett. She even mentioned that Samuel L. Jackson deserves some credit because he's probably the one who gave her the cold. The used tissue was sold for a solid $5,300, and the money was given to charity. Great cause, but really, really gross. Number 7. Elephant Dung beer. We all like to kick back with a beer or two after a hard day at work. It just feels so good and refreshing. And you know what beer is usually made of. There is, however, a special kind of beer. It's Japanese and is quite literally made in part by elephant dung. Elephants are stunning creatures. There's just something majestic about them. They can grow taller than 13 feet and weigh more than 15,000 pounds. There are rumors that they never forget, and they're quite literally the cutest characters in animated movies. With their size in mind, it's not difficult to imagine the grandiosity of their bowel movements. And I bet that beer made out of their dung tastes amazing to people with such taste. Some of you may be familiar with the fact that fancy coffee is made in part from dung. Japanese brewery, Dung, are using coffee beans made from elephant manure in their new dark beer called Unkono Kuro. How does this beer taste? According to various sources, it tastes a lot like dark coffee. The first small batch of the brew was almost instantly sold out, which was taken as an indicator by the manufacturers of the beer that there is a sizable market for beer lovers who would gladly drink beer made of poop. So there is a demand for it and increased production of this beer. It's even been planned to put the beer on tap in some of Tokyo's new beer shops. If you like beer and you are an animal lover, then I guess this beer is the ideal choice for you. Would you try it? Have you? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Number 6. Garbage for $100. I love modern art. I really do. I love the brilliant concepts that matter much more than the sloppy execution. I love being constantly surprised and left in awe after seeing a great piece of modern art that excites and inspires me. But do I like trash? Like literal trash from the streets? Would I buy it? I think you can guess my answer. New York-based artist and entrepreneur Justin Gignac has actually found a way to merge art and shameless money-making by engaging in both simultaneously. Gignac goes out to the New York streets, handpicks 100% authentic trash, packages it in beautiful little garbage cubes, signs it, writes the date, and bam! Art. I mean, you know what they say. One man's trash is another man's idea of art. Anyway, this weird, gross, and unsanitary idea began when a colleague of his questioned his proposition that the package of what people would buy is equally or even more important than its actual content. And he decided to prove his point by packaging literal rubbish from the streets of New York. That's exactly what he did. The resourceful artist decided to start collecting the finest scraps from the streets of the Big Apple and carefully place them in individual cubes. He started selling them for $10, but after seeing that people perceived them practically as souvenirs, he raised the price to $25. Once he raised the price to $50 to $100, people started perceiving the cubes filled with trash as art. He also produced a number of costlier special edition cubes, such as the ones that include garbage from Obama's inauguration and the opening day of the Yankee Stadium. He has sold over 1,300 garbage cubes in 29 countries across the world. Wow. Number 5, facial with sheep placenta. We are all well aware of the fact that celebrities are constantly battling the effects of time. And through the rise of celebrity culture and social media, we are too. Aging is not always fun. There isn't much that Hollywood hasn't tried in order to achieve the much desired goal of looking young. But one of the latest trends during the past decade was using sheep placenta for skin rejuvenation. Are you disgusted yet? These sheep placenta-based facials basically involve the use of stem cells from sheep that work as anti-aging serums. Apparently, many celebrities have tried this and are thrilled with the results, including Kim Kardashian, Victoria Beckham, and Harry Styles, to name a few. Wait, are those the same people who advocate for animal rights and treatments that are not based on anything involving animals to avoid being cruel and insensitive to them? Deschamps claim that the treatment can prevent skin inflammation and improve skin immunity. If your goal is to improve your skin quality, you may need to just endure the scent of sweat mixed with vinegar and set aside some $500. But that's a small price to pay for eternally beautiful and youthful skin, don't you think? And about the yuck factor of using sheep placenta to keep your skin vibrant, let's just say there are even more disgusting things on this list that are believed to accomplish the same thing. If you're not too disgusted at this point, I've got some more surprises in store for you. Number 4, Kazumatsu, putrefied cheese with maggots. I think we can all agree that most people enjoy cheese in one form or another. Even the extremely smelly variations seem to be very popular and appealing to many people, or especially the smelly variations. That even goes for blue cheese, which some claim is little more than moldy fat. But where most people would draw the line is cheese infested by maggots. Blech. Kazumatsu is a Mediterranean specialty, Sardinian to be exact, a festering pile of rotten pecorino cheese teeming with squirming fly larvae. It's important to note that this deliciousness is actually contraband, so many people selling it hide it under counters and cupboards in open-air markets. This is the kind of cheese where flies are not only permitted, but actually encouraged to deposit eggs, and when those eggs hatch, the maggots eat the cheese and release an enzyme, triggering a fermentation process that causes the fat in the cheese to putrefy. Does that sound tasty so far? You must be wondering what this specialty tastes like. Most people who have tried it report that it creates a burning sensation of gluey mass inside your mouth. It is common wisdom that you should cover the cheese with your hand after you've raised a piece of it to your lips, in order to prevent the maggots from leaping into your eyes while you're enjoying this delicacy. There's even a variation of Kazumatsu for those who would rather skip the ingesting live maggots part, where the dish is first placed into a paper bag and then sealed. After the maggots have become starved for oxygen, they jump out of the cheese and create a wriggling sound in the paper bag. If this description doesn't make your mouth water, I don't know what will. Number 3, blood facial. Just when we thought that rejuvenating skin treatments couldn't get any crazier, Blood facials, or the so-called vampire facials, appeared somewhere in 2013. They were famously, or infamously, popularized by reality star Kim Kardashian, who had been hailing it before declaring that she regretted doing them and calling them rough and painful. Does injecting your own blood back into your face in the name of beauty sound like a step too far to you? Well, many people don't actually have any problem with it. This vampire facial, also known as PRP, platelet-rich plasma facial, has been under scrutiny since our beauty Kim first introduced it during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But in 2019, the procedure gained even more notoriety after 2 clients treated with it at a spa in New Mexico tested positive for HIV. Who would have guessed? This procedure is contentious, even in the world of facial aesthetics, as Dr. Darren McCowan points out. The procedure involves taking blood from a patient, processing it into a centrifuge to extract the plasma, which contains platelets and growth factors, and then re-injecting it into the face. In theory, these platelets and growth factors initiate a healing response, which results in skin rejuvenation over time. This controversial procedure isn't even definitively proven to work. Some studies have confirmed that it has a beneficial effect on the skin, while other studies haven't found evidence of that. Even beyond that, I know we all want that youth elixir desperately, but let's cool it down with the scary, gross, vampire-like practices to achieve that eternal beauty, right? How much is your own bloody youth worth to you? Number 2, whale vomit. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm talking about whale puke over here. You better believe me that people have gotten filthy rich selling this disgusting fluid. Why is whale vomit even worth anything, let alone expensive, you might ask? Ambergris, as it's often referred to, is a solid, waxy, flammable substance that is dull gray or blackish in color. The reason for its high price lies in its origin. This costly wax is produced as a secretion in the digestive system of sperm whales. The sperm whale uses it to protect its intestines from the sharp beaks of squids it gobbles up. It smells like feces and has a darkish look while it floats in the ocean after it's excreted from the sperm whale's body. But after a while, it acquires a sweet, earthy scent. Also known as floating gold, this sperm whale's excretion is often found floating on the surface of tropical seas. It's used as a fixative in perfumes as it is slowest in evaporating. The problem is that some of these substances are obtained by murky channels, such as by killing sperm whales, which the police have become very aware of. Aside from its use as a fixative, especially in rare perfumes and fragrances like musk, there is also a superstitious belief that burning whale vomit for good scent can make a person rich. Dogs are very attracted to this smell, and that's why dogs are often used to trace this whale puke. I don't think I'll ever be able to put on my perfume without thinking about sperm whales' secretions again. Number 1, frozen human feces. Number 1 pick for this list is definitely a winner when it comes to weird, gross, and disgusting things that are actually worth money. Out of all the things mentioned on this list, personally, I think this one is the most vomit-inducing. And no, not whale vomit, my vomit, or your vomit. It should come as a surprise that human poop would find its way to be monetized because, after all, it is in abundance. That still doesn't change the fact that frozen human feces can be used in any capacity other than being disposed of is extremely disgusting. Did you know that you could actually be a donor of your excrement? If you are very, very, very healthy, you really can. Even if you could never have imagined that frozen human poop can be so valuable, well, now you do. Human poop can actually prove to be worth up to $18,000 a year. The poop is frozen and then utilized to severely afflicted people with a condition known as Clostridium difficile. This condition is related to bacteria that can cause symptoms ranging from diarrhea to life-threatening colon inflammation. To treat this condition, and several others, frozen human poop is often produced in the form of pills that provide a less invasive treatment option for emerging infectious diseases. Apparently, this kind of poop pill treatment is effective in almost 90% of cases, especially when it's used to treat the aforementioned Clostridium difficile. While it's understandable that human poop may have some other purpose than is most commonly known in practice, it is a very difficult pill to swallow. Yes, it's a pun. The fact that anything this disgusting can actually be worth money is mind-blowing. Thanks for watching. What do you think about these gross, weird things actually worth money? Do you have anything else to add to the list? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!